How I saved $15,000 while earning less, even during inflation. The year I saved the most money was also the year I made the least. Sounds crazy, right? In 2023, everything got more expensive. Rent, groceries, gas, you name it. My income went down by $12,000, but somehow I ended the year with over $15,000 saved. No second job, no rich family, no crazy investing trick. It's not what you think. I didn't follow some strict budget. I didn't stop buying coffee or going out completely. In fact, I still lived a pretty normal life. But here's the strange part. Once I had less money, I actually started thinking clearer about how I used it. I stopped trying to do more and started trying to do less, but smarter. That one mindset shift changed everything. Most people think saving is about cutting back. But what if saving money was really about reducing stress, wasted energy, and unnecessary decisions? I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. No fluff, no guilt trips. Just a simple way to rethink saving money, even when you're earning less and prices keep going up. Let me take you back to when everything started falling apart. It all started in early 2023. I was already living paycheck to paycheck. Then out of nowhere, my job told me they were cutting hours. No layoff, just less money every month. I went from making $55,000 a year to about $43,000. And this was during one of the worst times for inflation. Rent went up, groceries jumped, insurance higher. Even things like toothpaste and cereal were suddenly expensive. I felt like I was falling behind fast. I started reading money blogs and watching finance YouTube channels. Most of them said the same thing. Make more money, start a side hustle, get a better job. But I didn't have the time or energy for that. I was exhausted, trying to stay above water. That's when I had a strange thought. What if the problem wasn't just money? What if the problem was how I was living? I realized I was spending not just money, but mental energy. Driving across town to save $2. Spending hours comparing prices, saying yes to every invite, always busy, always tired, and tired people spend more. So I decided to stop trying to hustle, and instead I tried something different, something calmer, something smarter, and it started to work. Before we get into the mindset shift that changed everything, I'd recommend subscribing if you want daily, simple tips that help you save more and live smarter, even during inflation. Let's keep going. What if saving wasn't about sacrifice? At first, I thought I had to cut everything to survive. No dinners out, no weekend trips, no fun. But after 2 weeks of living super cheap, I was miserable and still broke. I was tired, lonely, and stressed. That's when I asked myself a different question. What if saving money isn't really about sacrifice? What if it's about making life easier, not harder? I stopped focusing on what I was spending and started looking at how I was spending my energy. That's when I created something I called my personal energy budget. It wasn't just about dollars, it was about how much stress, time, and effort something cost me. I noticed something strange. The more drained I felt, the more I spent. I ordered takeout when I was too tired to cook. I paid late fees because I forgot bill deadlines. I bought things just to feel better after a long day. So instead of cutting more, I started removing stress. I shortened my commute. I planned my groceries online. I said no to things that left me tired. I set reminders so I didn't miss payments. The less overwhelmed I felt, the more in control I became, and the less I spent. Saving got easier, not harder. This mindset shift changed everything. I wasn't saving by living with less. I was saving by living lighter. It wasn't about being disciplined. It was about being smart with my time, my energy, and my habits. And once I saw it that way, the money almost started saving itself. Now, my 5 genius micro shifts that built my $15,000 cushion. Once I changed how I looked at saving, focusing on energy, not just money, I started noticing small things I could change. I call these micro shifts small moves that made a big difference. None of them felt hard, but together, they helped me save over $15,000 in 1 year. 1. The friction audit. Saved around $3,000. Every Sunday, I ask myself, what drained me this week? Not just money, but energy. One example, I used to drive 30 minutes to a discount grocery store to save $10. But the traffic, stress, and time made me grab extras I didn't plan to buy. I realized I was wasting energy to save a few bucks, but spending more overall. I started shopping closer to home and planning meals better. That alone cut impulse buys and waste. 2. Living digital first. Saved $2,200. I moved almost everything online. I set up automatic payments for bills. I used grocery delivery or pickup. Less time in stores equals less random spending. Even small things like doing my banking through an app saved me time and money. No late fees, no missed bills. I also used browser extensions like Honey and Capital One Shopping to find automatic discounts when I did shop online. 3. Tiny phone calls equals big wins. Saved $1,500. I used to ignore bills. But one day, I called my internet provider and asked a simple question: is there any way to lower my monthly rate? To my surprise, they said yes. I got $25 off per month just like that. I started calling other services too: insurance, phone, even rent. I mentioned inflation and asked about loyalty discounts or smaller plans. Just by asking, I saved hundreds. 4. Saying no to expensive social habits. Saved $4,000. I love my friends, but saying yes to every invite was killing my wallet. Birthday dinners, brunches, drinks, it added up fast. I made one simple change. If it didn't fit my budget or energy, I politely said no. Instead, I hosted game nights or potlucks at home. They were cheaper and honestly more fun. By cutting back on social spending without cutting off my social life, I saved thousands. 5. Invisible saving tools. Saved $4,300. The best money I saved was money I never saw. I used tools like Acorns, rounds up purchases, and invest the extra cents. High-yield savings accounts. 3% cashback credit cards that automatically moved money into saving. I also set up an automatic transfer, $50 a week into a don't touch account. It didn't feel like much, but by the end of the year, it added up to over $2,500. These micro shifts weren't magic. They were just smarter, easier ways to live, and they worked because I focused on what made life simpler, not harder. I'll show you why most people struggle to save, even if they make more money. It's not what you think. The unseen truth. Why most people struggle to save. It's not what you think. Most people think the reason they can't save money is because they don't make enough. But after my own experience, I realized something different. The real problem isn't income. It's overwhelm. We live in a world full of choices, noise, and pressure. Every day, we face dozens of small decisions: what to eat, what to buy, what to wear, what to do after work. All those choices drain our mental energy. And when we're tired or stressed, we make quick decisions, even if they cost us more. We order takeout instead of cooking. We click buy now just to feel better. We sign up for things we don't even want because saying no feels hard. This is called decision fatigue, and it's one of the biggest hidden money traps in modern life. It's not about being lazy or bad with money. It's about being human in a world that's designed to keep us busy and distracted. That's why most budgets fail. They ask you to think harder, track more, do more. But when your brain is already tired, it just can't keep up. The truth? Saving money becomes easier when you remove decisions, not add more. That's why my system worked. I made my life simpler. Fewer choices, fewer distractions, more calm. And with that calm came control. Now, the receipt. Did it work? Yes. Here's how it changed my life. By the end of the year, I had saved just over $15,000. And no, it didn't happen overnight. But every small change I made started to add up quietly, almost in the background. I didn't feel stressed or restricted like I had with other budgets. This time, saving actually felt good. With the money I saved, I paid off a credit card I'd been carrying for years. I finally started an emergency fund with 6 months worth of expenses. I even took a weekend trip with points and cashback rewards. No guilt, no debt. More importantly, I stopped feeling scared of money. I created a simple system that worked for my real life, not a perfect life, just mine. And because it didn't depend on earning more, I knew I could keep doing it no matter what. For the first time, I felt calm and confident with money. That feeling? Worth more than any dollar amount. Inflation, pay cuts, rising costs, they're real. But you don't have to lose control when life gets expensive. You just need a smarter system. If you're feeling stuck right now, try this. Do a friction audit. Ask yourself, what's draining my energy and costing me money? Start there, one small shift at a time. Because saving money isn't about being perfect. It's about making life lighter, one smart choice at a time. And maybe, just maybe, your lowest income year could turn into your biggest financial breakthrough too. Now, if you want to learn more about achieving financial success, then watch this video next.